Hey Father, how you doing? Since our schedules haven't been meeting up and we've not figured out a good time to do lessons, I figured I'd start off with some video work, and then you can kind of do it at home, and then when we get together, we can tweak stuff and I'll hold the pads and that kind of stuff. So I've got our nanny with us. This is Luna. She lives with us and takes care of all the kids, and she's had a couple lessons, so she's gonna help us out. And the first thing we should talk about is how to stand, opening and closing the door. So when I'm facing Luna, right now I can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But if she closes the door, then I can 1.5 times. She's a much smaller target. So actually she closes the door this way, I'm sorry. But still 1.5 times, much smaller target. And so whenever she starts standing like this, the call is close the door, and she'll close the door. Open door is squaring off, closed door is the small target. And that's where you want to be, is the closed door. The other thing is with the feet. And you stand on your skateboard, shoulder width apart, and you're on the balls of your feet. And you'll see the old school has the front foot always pointed at their target. Nowadays, they teach to turn it a little bit. I don't go straight at the target. I turn mine a little bit. But you want to have your weight mostly on the back so that you can be leaning back and avoiding punches and coming down. And when you step forward, that's going to be a lot of your punching. So that's how you want to have your body when you're boxing, is kind of like on the skateboard, with your front foot not exactly pointed at your target, but a little bit off to the side. And you don't want to have your feet directly in front of each other. You want to have your front foot is going to be a little bit back, just to keep your balance. So they're not exactly at the same spot. They're a little bit off. So the first punch, and most of your punches, is going to be the jab. And that's your front hand. For you, it's your right. For Luna, it's her left. So go ahead and extend it. No, your jab, yeah. So a couple things are gonna happen when she does that. There's arm movement and there's leg movement. And the arm movement just transfers the power, but the leg movement creates the power. And what she's gonna be doing with her legs is taking her weight off of the back foot and putting it onto the front foot. So if you're exaggerating it, you're actually doing a little hop. You're lifting your foot and hopping forward. And that is actually the correct motion. And you can see a lot of fighters do that when they're jabbing. You can see a lot of fighters are kind of slick and they hide it. But everybody's doing that. They're taking their weight off of their back foot and transferring it to their front foot. With the arm, when you extend that arm, a couple things are happening. Number one, she's keeping her chin down and she's keeping her shoulder blocking, because the counter can be coming like this. So we want to have that chin blocked so she doesn't get knocked out. Her right hand is staying on the telephone, keeping it blocked, always staying on the telephone. And it extends out, and it doesn't punch like this. It comes out at this angle, and at the last second it twists. And she keeps that head down in there. So when she throws that, she throws the jab, 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 yeah, and that's the jab, jab, double it, jab. Good. Okay. Then you have the number 2 punch. And that comes after the number 1. The jab is your number 1, your 2 is your cross. And your cross is simply just putting out a cigarette with your back foot. Your jab was that little jump, your cross is putting out a cigarette. It's that simple, and that's your power. Boom. Your hand is on the telephone all the time when you're doing your jabs, and then it's time to throw that cross, bam. You just put that cigarette out, and that transfers your power. So 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. Bah, 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 bah. remember form. High-level boxing has nothing to do with high-level moves. High-level boxing is doing the fundamentals over and over and over and over and over. Bam, chin down, blocking yourself. Bam, transferring that weight. Bam, coming back high, not coming back low. When you come back low, your head's exposed. Bam, 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 bam. When you throw that two, bang, bang. You're putting that cigarette out, and again, you're coming back high. You always want to come back to your defense. Bang, bang. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2 breaths every time you punch. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good. Then what comes after the 2 is the 3, so that's your hook. And what you're doing with your hook is you're taking your front knee and you're bringing it to the ground. That's what you're doing, and that's going to twist your body. Bang! You're going to have 90 degrees here. You're going to have 90 degrees here. Bang! And it comes after the 2. 1, 2, bang! Bang, bang, bang. And when you're throwing that, again, you're blocking here, and you're on the telephone, and that knee comes down. It's an in-close punch, bam. That's 1, 2, 3. And then you've got defense for all of these 3. So, the defense for the jab is you can put this front hand down. It's just going to be a simple parry. Okay? That jab comes in, boom, she just parries it. And it's palm out. Palm, there you go, that's right. Go back to your telephone, palm out. Bang, bam, bam, bam. The worst thing in boxing is to reach for that jab. So throw that jab at me. Throw a jab at me. That's good parries right there. A bad parry is this. I don't want to reach, because when I'm out here, all she needs to do is feint and then throw a hook and I'm dead. When you do that parry, you stay in real close and you just beat that jab to your chin. You get to your chin first and parry it out. That's all it is. Now, so that's when I throw the 1. When I throw the 2, all she's going to do is lean back a little bit. So it's the 1, 2. Now you as a southpaw, you're a little bit different. Instead of leaning back, what you're going to do is you're going to take that right shoulder and drop it. And that's going to cause you to lean back just in the perfect direction. So, you know, you're going to parry, boom, drop that right shoulder. But for her, she's an orthodox fighter, so she's just going to lean back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the number 3 punch, the hook, all she's going to do is come straight down. But she's going to make sure of 2 things when she's coming straight down. Number 1, she's going to make sure that her hands come up. Because if her hands go down, then she's just open target down here. And also, she's going to make sure that she doesn't bend at her hips. Because when you bend at your hips, your head's on a platter. You want to be in a spot down here where you can still fight, or you can get out, or do whatever you need to do. So it's 1, 2, duck. Bang, 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 bang. So those are the up top punches. And then we'll do a couple more videos for down low punches, how to move, stuff like that. But let me know what you think.